Hello everybody, I've got some Superman stuff today. You guys saw how much I enjoyed the movie, and you know, whenever I watch anything I like to look at some behind the scenes or making of stuff. So, some of you lovely people in the Discord left a couple of behind the scenes videos here. There's one with the Justice Gang, one about Lex Luthor, and then one about Superman himself. I'm going to go through and check these out right now.
It's really not about a kaiju fight. What it's about is the way the heroes in the DCU differ from one another. The Justice Gang, they're ruthless with the way they do this.
They're a little ragtag. There's no real clear leadership. I know Guy Gardner likes to think of himself as a leader, but I don't know that we respect that.
What's it called again?
Justice Gang.
No.
We're not called that.
James knows very well I'm scared of heights.
He's scared of heights, and so I keep putting up high places.
Wait, no, why are you flying?
I want to see him throw up.
I won't throw up. I'll just wet my pants.
I will just say something here. I'm not familiar with Firefly. I know a few of you guys did ask me to watch that or check out that show. I'm not familiar with it. I adored the TV show Castle and was gutted when that ended. So it's really hard for me to not see him as Richard Castle. So it's really weird. Also, I'm realising, I mean, it was fairly obvious. He has a wig on. I'm just happy that wasn't his real hair. They had to grow out and then make that blonde colour. So they did use a wig. Got it.
Bang, 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 bang! Open your eyes! A green shield, you've been saved. Then you're gonna look around, you're gonna look up here. It's Guy Gardner! He's got a stupid haircut.
Folks are just somewhat familiar with Green Lantern. They're probably familiar with Hal Jordan, who was handsome and heroic. Guy, he's got a real sore spot about thinking anybody might be considered better than he is.
Guy Gardner he's a jerk, you know? He's one of my favorite characters in DC Comics. I love him from the Justice League International stories especially. I think he was fantastic.
Guy thinks he's the best.
So yesterday you said you remembered the first time we met.
Yes.
And then I forgot to didn't ask you. I said, oh yeah, when you auditioned for me for Slither.
That's right.
Nathan Fillion has worked with James and myself so many times over the last 20 years, and he always brings something extraordinary to the table. And him as Guy Gardner is perfection. And I think James cast him just so that he can make him look stupid with that bowl cut.
Spit this on your head. No, I haven't put any product in it or anything. It moves.
For our next number, gotta play a little song I wrote about love.
Tell me what you think.
I had imagined it was going to be more of a bowl cut.
Oh, okay.
Don't go to me for the final.
No.
If this is what James is looking for.
I can make another wig. It's fine. We have plenty of time, so it's okay.
Oh yeah, look at this.
That's looking a lot better than
God,
last
it's
time.
Justin
It looks like a
Bieber in
haircut now.
2010.
Have a look at the big mirror.
Yeah, much better shape than last time.
Yeah.
What is it?
I don't know. I think the semi-mullet is kind of good. It's like you can't even choose a mullet, right?
I'm just wondering with the costume, with this interview with the
Just trim
costume,
that. No.
just take this.
Maybe,
to make
yeah.
it
Yeah,
look
that makes sense.
Yeah,
That makes
I think you're right.
Maybe just
Yeah.
like a
Yeah,
Yeah, it would make it a little bit more of a bowl cut.
Yeah.
I think that's super cool. Like, I actually really like that.
bring it back to bowl cut.
Yeah.
You would like to have that haircut.
I had that haircut growing up. It was my favorite. Until my hair got wavy, that's how I had my hair, and I loved it.
The hot girl, her wings are made of end metal.
Just need to go back and look at David's hair. Hang on. Good lord, look, that's got to be a wig as well, isn't it? That's not his actual hair. That's got to be a wig, hasn't it? It's also interesting to see there's not much height difference. They're all tall blokes. Jesus. Anyway, right, let's carry on.
I had that haircut growing up. It was my favorite.
I really love how
until
David's
my
also
hair
wearing
got
a
wavy,
Casio
that's how
watch.
I had my hair, and I loved it.
That's so cool.
The hot girl, her wings are made of end metal. She's from this other planet.
Isabella brought something special to Hawkgirl. Hawkgirl, you know, historically has been a great character, is pretty well known, but Isabella brought her personality to it.
Oh, good morning. It's me, Isabella. Where's the check, Vinny? I feel like it's a very practical battle suit. I think Juliana and her team did a phenomenal job. I think there's a fine line between like practicality and looking good, and they managed to get both. The helmet is something that was rather quick to get. It was almost like it just made perfect sense right away, and they nailed it. Brenner leads with anger. I think at all times she sort of leads with this sort of like war cry mentality, because I can fly really fast and I have a mace that's completely unforgiving.
Yeah.
Hot girl, pretty tough. She's not nice. She executes a world leader. Probably not the best choice in that situation. Might have ramifications outside of this film.
He's scared. He turns. Cut. Outside. Smash.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2/3 of the Justice Game.
2/3. We're almost there.
I was incredibly excited to put Mr. Terrific in a Superman movie,
So
which I don't
cool.
think anyone expected. I mean, it's the only thing less expected than Guy Gardner.
Hey guys, what's up?
Good morning. Hey, thank you for having
Do you know who debuted 27 years ago today? Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
His birthday.
One sec, let me just go back and look at that. Sorry, the captions on the screen sometimes block the writing. Who was that he pointed to?
Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, the co-creator. And he said how many years ago today?
It's the only thing less expected than
Sorry.
Guy Gardner.
Hey guys, what's up?
Good morning. Hey, thank you for having
Do you know who debuted 27 years ago today?
27.
Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
His birthday.
Mr. Terrific is what he likes to describe as having a natural aptitude for natural aptitudes. His character has a genius-level intellect, and he's also a human being in a world of gods and monsters.
I love his gadgets. He's an ironic character because he's this just dead serious guy about everything.
I'm not into people's emotions.
Yeah, no, totally.
But everything about him is so whimsical.
Mr. Terrific, everyone loved the design. And I said, well, why don't we riff off of that? Because you can't really change Mr. Terrific.
So this is Mr. Terrific's mask. He has a T-shaped mask on his face. It's a pretty subtle mask, but the process was a little daunting because they wanted it to be very subtle, but they also needed it to blend. So it's a mask that also turns into a makeup.
I feel so dope in the wardrobe. I was just left with this really overwhelming feeling of, I can save the world.
Oh, yeah, the possible
So
fourth
the Pocket
member.
Universe, it's more like a torture chamber. And Metamorpho is tortured by having Joey, having to see his baby and knowing that he is powerless.
Well, obviously everybody knows that kryptonite is Superman's one weakness. One of the early scenes in the movie, it's mentioned that, that we can't locate any kryptonite. So Lex, thinking ahead, captured Metamorpho and his son, and is using his son to make him do what he wants. So Metamorpho has to become part kryptonite to hurt Superman. Pretty smart.
So I think it's really more of a constant struggle for you trying to get up once the kryptonite is done.
I said, don't talk to me! Metamorpho, he's a mystery. Even on the page, there's a lot that is kind of left up to the imagination. He's, I think, a very misunderstood character. He has undergone this transformation. His power is manipulation of said elements to basically turn himself into whatever he wants.
I'm gonna have the different elements going from one finger to the next. Okay. That will lead to the sun, and then I'll yell, sun, and that's when the thing's gonna go on. And you guys go off the light. And sun!
It's kind of that thing of being a blessing and a curse. He does not like the way that he looks, which I can certainly relate to. Growing up with alopecia, that was something that I wish that I could change about myself back then. It really affected my self-esteem. It affected the way that I moved through the world. Christopher Reeve's Superman was hugely important for me. Christopher had alopecia too, which he kept a secret from a lot of people. That was hugely important for me to know that someone like that had it, and yet he was Superman. Since then, since kind of accepting that, it really has become a kind of superpower of mine.
Oh, here he is. Okay.
What's up, gang? What's up, man? Legacy's original designs were really great. I just want to make sure that the costume looks really good because it is practical.
Come on.
This is so cool. What is life?
I mean, James just said, I want a practical costume. And we're like, oh, okay. Because that's the one we thought would be mocap. But Legacy, they're so brilliant. They did a lot of concept work, designs, and they made the real costume, which will barely be enhanced at all.
Copy that.
Oh, hello.
This is the first time of many.
The art of prosthetic makeup for film is a very old one. This particular makeup is foam rubber. We chose foam rubber for various reasons, but that hasn't changed much since, honestly, The Wizard of Oz.
Feels good. Yeah. It's pretty wild getting to see, this character come to fruition. I've been thinking a lot about who this guy is, and right now we're in that kind of phase of putting it all together and seeing what needs tweaking.
Wow. What are your overall thoughts so far?
I think it's great. I would like to see more definition on this side, because right now it is quite blocky. Basically, whatever lines... Contour. Contour, just to show the musculature. When you put on the costume, it's magic. It's a really special opportunity to bring a character to life that's never been done before. The fans that do know Metamorpho really love him. He's kind of like a cult favorite.
What are you gonna do? Squash him? Yes. With fluoroantimonic acid?
There's an interesting dichotomy where you have this incredibly powerful being matched with this pathos of pain. And I think that's right up James's alley. He loves to bring in characters that have that pathos and really find the humanity with it. So I think it was a fantastic choice to bring Metamorpho on, but that's just me.
That was sick. I think the balance of those characters with Superman's singular story is what's actually different in this one. Maybe you should join the group.
Please.
This movie is kind of a mix of old James and new James, but I would say it is a singular story for Superman, but he also has the Justice Gang.
Justice Gang?
Metamorpho.
That's a cool name.
They're in.
Characters that express the values he's trying to convey in the movie.
That is so good. I was so captivated by that. I didn't even really pause it to talk over it. I love how they brought up some comic book characters that I personally wouldn't have been familiar with. Has there been a Metamorpho movie or adaptation prior to this? If not, an origin story of how that character got to be that way would be fascinating, I think. And I think my favourite still is Mr. Terrific. He's really, really cool. Very happy he was in there. Right, next video, we're learning about Lex Luthor. Let's take a look at this.
The idea of starting James and my DCU, starting the bigger story that we're telling, the universe that we're building, to start with the original superhero seemed like the right way to go. But what we really need were great villains.
You start off on a path and give lots of different shades and light, and people go, oh, okay. That's what you can do with these truly villainous characters. Apparently Lex Luthor's the villain, which is sad for me, because I love him as a character.
Nick Holt is the Lex Luthor for the next generation.
Superman.
Nick is really the nicest guy.
He's definitely not Lex Luthor.
This grade school bully who also happens to be the smartest man in the world. Totally egocentric and insecure at the same time.
Oh, what are you smirking at? What's fun about playing a villain, you make a few key little twists in your brain wiring, and then you realize that it makes complete sense where they're coming from, and that's what's great about this script.
And honestly, if he didn't shoot an innocent man in the head, I think a lot of people would be on his side.
I didn't imagine that would go so quickly.
His motives are not necessarily as malevolent.
Rule without mercy.
As sometimes it's portrayed in the comic books.
I hope to get the knowledge to help destroy him. Little did I know his own parents would be providing it.
There might be a method to his madness.
From his point of view, Superman is dangerous.
As misguided as he might be, he kind of believes in his soul that he's doing the best thing for humanity.
Yeah, that's good. Superman, we finally meet. Would you like a coffee?
There's a great moment in All-Star Superman where Clark visits Lex, and Lex is working out, and he says something along the lines of like, feel that? That's real muscle, that's hard work. Superman has kind of just been bestowed with these gifts, but Lex is like driven and hardworking.
What did you say?
And while Lex Luthor has spent his whole life building technologies and inventions for the good of humanity and for his own financial benefit, but Superman just shows up one day and can be the hero that Lex always wanted to be.
12C.
Obviously, Lex feels inferior in many ways to Superman. He can't compete physically, but he can use his superior intelligence to kind of outmaneuver him and manipulate him. He's creating dimensional portals and creating pocket universes. He's captured Metamorpho to make him do what he wants. So Metamorpho has to become part kryptonite to hurt Superman. Pretty smart.
He can metamorphose into any known substance, even kryptonite.
They're basically in a zoo to harbor people that Lex does not like, and Superman, bane of his existence.
I said don't talk to me!
Metamorpho is in a compromised position. He doesn't want to be doing this, but they've got his kid. They've got Joey.
Joey.
3, 2, 1, go!
The engineer is
It's so funny, the Ultraman, when you see it standing next to Superman, you realise they're the same height. But there's no point where it clicked for me that could be like Superman's double.
Go!
Look, they're the same height. Which obviously, that's not the same person because he's there, he can't be playing two people at once, but the clues were all there the entire time.
The engineer is an interesting character to put in this movie because she's from a series of books called The Authority, which was a series I really loved.
The target has led us to the ice castle.
Look over your shoulder.
Before becoming the engineer, she was already a badass. She was former special ops, more capable than 99% of the population. When she finally became the engineer, she's pretty much indestructible. Her body's made of nanites and she can make herself into anything she can imagine.
She's very, very powerful, and Lex has her around for a specific reason.
In the action sequence in the Fortress of Solitude, she marches through taking out robots with ease, turning her hands into buzzsaws. And Gabby does an incredible job. She's been working so hard with the stunt team.
I also think Angela has a very strange relationship to Lex Luthor that is not entirely platonic.
Yes, there is Eve, you know, who's the official girlfriend, but I think Lex and Angie have their nights in. We don't see that in the movie, but it's how I approach my scenes with Lex.
Keep up.
That they do have this connection and they do have this intimacy that's based on this power dynamic that they both have and they both really enjoy.
Angela, he's the only one protected.
Angela has some deeper feelings for Lex, and just as much vice versa. Lex is a ladies' man.
There are few things I hate more than petty ex-girlfriends.
Brains beats brawn, right?
My brain will always win. Brain beats brawn.
That was not in the script. It was something I said on the day. It was not in the script, and I'm like, start screaming. It was really fun.
The saddest thing you've ever heard of in your life.
Might have been the most fun days on set.
It's really fun to play the bad guy.
You should get that looked at, man. You look serious.
Yes, he's a villain.
Oh
Yes, people
my
have to hate him
God.
and all those things. But also, you want to subvert that a little bit, and if you can, you want to kind of have this thing where you can understand Lex a little bit, and hopefully, maybe even weirdly start to feel for him and be like, well, damn.
I did, yeah. I did feel for him in the end. I really did. In the end, I actually really did feel for him. I don't know why there was sort of a sympathy there to it. You can tell Nicholas had fun yelling, 1A, 1A. He was one of a kind casting. Good one. Charisma is a trait that people tend to forget about Lex Luthor. That's true. Superman's Superman Day behind the scenes look. Let's take a look at this.
Being a child, I loved the purity of Superman.
I still haven't seen
that. It was a time when I was starting to understand what movies were.
James didn't know that Superman was in his future. He wasn't sure that that was the one he should be doing. And then he called me one day and he said, I have a way in. I know what I want to talk about.
I had been trying to crack it for years. This character's noble, and he's beautiful.
We just finished day 1 on Superman.
It's been a hell of a week at the office.
His scripts are so unique, his stories, they're heartfelt.
You know, we love the opportunity to play with the incredible DC library of characters and stories, and we really want to do justice for them.
Welcome to the Daily Planet. It's been so much fun to have the gang together finally.
I wear my trunks on the outside of my pants. Like, it's liberating.
It looks, a lot of people are like, oh, the underpants look, it looks terrible. No, I think it looks better. Like, I think it works very well.
Why are my trunks on the outside of my pants? Like, it's liberating.
James in his stories, he does it with heart.
Superman is a character who's good.
Who is filled with hope. He saves people because it's the right thing to do. We could use a little bit more of that.
Superman was my original superhero, and it started on in comics, and I think it's going to be a game changer.
This is the beginning of the future. They are launching a new era right now.
It's the beginning of a whole new adventure and a whole new universe.
We're just getting started, and we're already deep in the DC universe. In James Gunn we trust, and I think we can do it.
I've already seen the movie and that's hyping me up for it. Oh, that was great. I like that. Just to, I don't know, end on something that gave me goosebumps. I like that a lot. I know a lot of people were like, oh, this looks childish, or it doesn't look like it does. It's very classic Superman, and I think they've done an amazing job with it. I'm surprised it wasn't liked by some people. That's what confused me more than anything. I thought it would be the biggest Superman yet. Maybe it is. I'm not 100% sure on the ratings and stuff. I love just seeing how things are made. I think I remember discussing, was it in one of the Arcane behind the scenes? I can't remember exactly where it was, but I remember talking about going to the Warner Brothers studios, the Harry Potter studios, when I was about 11 or 12 when it first opened, and just seeing what they built for those movies. And that's only really a fraction because some of the stuff obviously they can't save. Just seeing the work that goes into creating what you see. And of course there's also the other things with post-production and CGI and all that kind of stuff, but the actual practical effects or costumes, it's so fascinating to me how someone can get really a brief of what they want a character to look like and then just know exactly, with tweaking and stuff, but how to put things together so that comes to life. I just find it fascinating. It was something when I was younger I wanted to do as a career, and so to be able to, like, in this day and age, be able just to go on YouTube and watch behind the scenes like that, I just think it's so cool. I'll have a look for some more Superman stuff, probably some cast interviews and things like that, and then I'll get some more things over to you on the channel. If you did enjoy this, do give it a thumbs up, subscribe, stick around, there's always more on the way, and I'll see you very, very soon. Take very good care of yourself, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.